This is a reading for Leo for April 2022. If you have Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising, this reading is for you. I've already shuffled these cards quite thoroughly, so I will cut the cards and we will begin. No one should have to suffer through watching me shuffle the cards because I am the world's worst at it, so forgive me for not showing you my shuffle. Okay, what is the heart of the matter for Leo for April 2022? What is the heart of the matter, please? We have the Knight of Cups. It seems to be about love and a message of love. The Knight of Cups. What is crossing the Knight of Cups for Leo, please? There's been a lot of this defensive energy in readings recently. I think it has to do with the general state of energy in the world. Some of us are feeling defensive about the actions that we take, and there could be reason for that. Someone could be criticizing you, or you could be in a situation where there is conflict. So let's see what is at the base of this reading for Leo. This can be something like a legal struggle. I'm going to shuffle the cards a little bit more and see what is at the base. What is the root cause, perhaps, of the reason that Leo is feeling defensive? There is an energy of waiting. There may be a decision that has yet to be made. Whatever you're defending, you're looking for an outcome. What is in the recent past for Leo? What most significant thing in the recent past? You can tell us a little bit more about what's going on here. What has been going on in the recent past with Leo? You've been carrying a heavy burden. This is the end of a cycle of activity. What is coming into Leo's consciousness in April? I think of the Ten of Wands as things that we learn as we go through the things that we do in our lives and that we can carry into our future. It's knowledge, it's activities, it's skills that we've developed. It is experience, and we take it with us. But sometimes it feels like a burden because we've worked so very hard. But this is a point of time which this is ending. So what is entering Leo's consciousness in April, please? What's coming into Leo's consciousness in April? The Eight of Cups is walking away from things, emotions, in most cases, that no longer serve you. You've had enough, I hear you say. I heard that very clearly. You've had enough of certain things. So what is coming into the future for Leo? I think you have put some old demons to rest, and that is what you're setting aside. It's a matter of integrating difficult emotions back into you, I think, and that is where we talk about the shadow energy, the things that you have worked on that have come up from your past. And they are not necessarily left behind, but the things that caused them, the events that happened, the trauma, the hurts, the disappointments, those things have been processed, and the difficult emotions you have dealt with, and you're moving into the future without those. What is coming into the future, near future in April, please, for Leo? I have 3 cards. Let's go ahead and look at these. I don't know if I will keep them as such, but I think I will. I believe so. The sun. The light is shining on things. There is joy. There, you are standing in a balanced state of temperance, and the environment is one that you can be by yourself and enjoy that solitude. This does not have to mean that you're alone, but this means that you are comfortable in yourself. That's what I get from this. So what are Leo's fears for April? I said fears, so we will take these. 2 cards, the High Priestess. Things that are hidden. There are some unknowns, and I think that might scare you a little bit. The Knight of Rods, the Knight of Wands, is Sagittarius energy. I think that it is also a fear of recklessness, but at the same time it could be a hope. Both of these could be hopes as well. The fears would be recklessness and fear of the unknown, and the hopes would be the insights, gaining insights, and moving into a new phase of fire sign activity. Again, I'm having problems with this as a fear, so I'm thinking that this may simply be a hope for creative fire. The Knight of Rods, a hope for a message coming to you about some activity as well you're hoping for. Let's see what is the outcome for Leo, please. What is the outcome? What is the outcome? Page of Swords. That's interesting. I think you might be taking up something new. You're taking on a new project, and it could have to do with communication. What is the Page of Swords about? Let's see, what is the Page of Swords going to do as the future? What is the thing that the Page of Swords is going to achieve for you? This could be a person around you, but I feel like this is your energy. You're taking on information. You're taking on... The Page of Swords can be very inquisitive, taking on research, looking at a new way to do something that you're trying to achieve. So there's 2 cards here. The 2 cards, the World and the Hierophant. This is the end of a cycle, and this is new energy. And the High Priestess and the Hierophant are somewhat the similar sort of feeling of energy. This is wisdom of the unknown, and it's wisdom that is internal and spiritual. And this is organizational spirituality, for one thing. So there may be... Let's look at the Hierophant first. The Hierophant, you're looking for knowledge, and I think the Hierophant is that organizational knowledge. And the World is showing me that this is a new cycle for you. Leo, you're starting a new phase, and you're starting it with fresh page energy, with deep inquisitiveness and curiosity and a thirst for knowledge. And this is knowledge that you are going to find. And here is at the base of the reading is the 8 of Wands, which means that there are things coming in fast. It's going to be a quick moving time. So I'm glad that you've got this centered hermit environment, because you're going to have the High Priestess and the Hermit, I think, are telling me that you are still working on your your emotional strength, and you're working on your spirituality, and that is going to pay off. Let's see what else is here. The Wheel of Fortune. Things turned for the better recently. There was a disruption, so I know that this is true. The King of Cups, you had a message of love. You might have had several messages of love. I know this to be true. In a couple of instances, decisions were made. There was a thing that you were forced to do. Things changed your course. The thing that helped you move through this was the messages of love that came to you. And things have changed for the better, and they've done so quickly. So I think that really this reading does not necessarily require any clarifiers. Okay, to sum this up, your situation right now is one where you have received a message of love. There is love energy around you, yet you are feeling a bit defensive. You may be working through a situation where you will be waiting for information, waiting for a new thing. In the past, you have been carrying a heavy burden. What is coming into your consciousness is that you have finally gotten to the stage where you can put down a lot of these old emotions, old things that were hurting you. You've done a lot of internal work, and that is shown here as well. And the result of that in the future is going to be this joy and happiness, which is fantastic. Internally, you're more comfortable with yourself. You're feeling balanced. You're feeling things are a bit more in control. And the environment that you are around is one where you are sitting with that. You're comfortable with yourself. The hopes and fears, I had a little bit of a problem with, but I think that there is something about things that you do not know yet. And I really think that in hindsight, looking at this again in the summary, these are both things that are hopes. That you're hoping for this deep insight from the High Priestess. There are things you still do not know that you're looking for. And the Knight of Rods, the Knight of Wands, is talking about action that you know is coming up. And so you're eager to do this in the spiritual and the physical realm. And the Page of Swords is the outcome, along with the Hierophant and the World as clarifiers for that. You're going to come into April, find some joy and happiness. Some things got resolved. The defensive energy is going to really kind of disappear because you're moving into a new cycle. And this is one where you're going to have a lot of an ability to look at things with fresh eyes. You'll be looking at information. You are going to possibly be so curious about something, you're going to go deep into it. And it has to do with either traditional spirituality or an organization, but it is part of a new cycle. And this is possibly the very end of this cycle that has had you so busy. And what you're going to come out with is a whole new cycle. And I will leave it there.